What up? What up? What up?
Oh yeah.
Leaving the grocery store. Picking up some junk food for my daughter. And some fruit though, of course. You know. One thing about a lifestyle, man, you gotta really be conscious. You gotta put some effort into the circle you keep around. And sometimes that shit ain't easy, man. Like, I'm talking about the friends, your family. You gotta really choose your circle that you're gonna be around most often. Not that you can't be around all your friends or family that may not be the best influence, but the ones you need to choose the friends or family that are of your best influence, especially for a goal you're trying to accomplish. You need to choose them wisely, because they are probably the number one reason why you may fail. Like talking about money and health, because that's the main shit, right? Money and health. As far as health is concerned, right? One thing I learned is it's difficult. It could be lonely even, like, because it's like you're an outcast. Nobody really eats the way I eat. And then it's always, oh, just this one time, or then you always getting questioned, and that creates stress. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it could get aggy after a while. You know, we're social beings. That's how we got to the level we are, from acting like a tribe. So it's like when you try to do better, it isolates you. And we don't want to be around that type of energy where you feel isolated all the time. Or now you back to the same health risk as before. Because love is an essential nutrient and a sense of belonging. It's not to say that they don't love you, but you know, you still need like a sense of belonging. You don't want to feel like you don't belong. So as it relates to my daughter, I'm saying all this because with my daughter, you know, and this is why it's important to choose your mate carefully. You know, I wasn't the same person though when my daughter was conceived, but you know, my daughter is around my family and her mom. Nobody is on the type of vibe I'm on with the health or my period. Like I am. It's just me. I'm that only type of influence. Her uncles and aunties are to a degree. Excuse me. They are to a degree. But like, you know, we go to parties, birthday parties and all that, or when it's time for her to kick it with her Mimi, and, you know, they want to offer her cookies and brownies and ice cream and all of that. And then it gets to a point where she may feel like she's missing out if I'm always like, no, baby, you can't have that. No, don't have that, yada, yada, yada. So the hand that I'm dealt, my best play is to just educate her. Allow her to do as she wishes, but still educate her on what she's doing. So like today she said she wanted some brownies. So fuck it. But also, you know, for breakfast, she likes to eat turnips and spinach for breakfast. So that's good. She gets a good cup of dark leafy greens and her vegetables for the day. You know, so she has sense enough. She knows, she not even has sense enough to know, like, I should be eating something healthy, but like she's even naturally wired to eat a lot of healthy foods, much more than your average child. She eats way more, you know, kids tend to like fruit, so that's not a big thing, but she tends to like vegetables more than an average child. Okay, so that's a blessing. So when she wants to indulge, sometimes she'll look for me like, Daddy, can I have it? And I just be like, yo, it's up to you if you want. You know the risk, you know the consequences. And then sometimes she will overdo it, and I'll allow her to make that mistake, and then she'll come talking about her stomach hurt and all of that. You know, of course I'm gonna let her get too crazy, but she don't, as much as I done instilled in her, she couldn't go too crazy. The only way she can go too crazy is if she's around a whole other influence that's really pushing that on her. You know what I'm saying? They would have to like purposefully put her on like an all candy, all ramen noodle diet or something crazy like that. So for the most part, I'm not too worried. I will, you know, got the ambulances and the fire trucks going on a Sunday afternoon, that is. So like I said, I got her the brownies, and it's not even like no type of healthy brownie and all that. I just, because sometimes, you know, what'll happen is, well, we don't need to get into that, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna let her indulge. I always do, because I feel like she's, within reason, she's smart enough to make her own nutritional decisions for the most part. I educated her very well. I just gotta have faith in that. That's all we could do with our children. We have to understand that, one of the most crazy things for me to grasp as a parent is my kids aren't mine. Like, your kids aren't they're your kids, you know what I'm saying? But they're their own person. And that's a crazy concept to grasp. Like, we feel like they should just do whatever we say, because we view our children basically just as an extension of us. So they should just be in lockstep. Fuck their goals, fuck their dreams, fuck their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you gonna do this because daddy say so. You gonna do this because mama, yada, yada, yada. And we really shouldn't approach it like that. We have to remember, they're their own person. So we have to allow them freedom. And too much, and I attribute this to slavery, we tell them what to do all the time, but we never tell them why. And since we never tell them the why, their whole life they long for some type of freedom. They finally get that freedom, and they start doing all the shit they weren't allowed to do. Then they have to find out why the hard way as an adult. Unfortunate situations. I'd rather just, of course, you gotta keep things within reason. Right? You can't go too crazy, but for the most part, we just hit them with the education. We got to get them with proof of the education too. If you can't prove, it's just like with an adult. We think just because they're children, we think just because they're children that they don't deserve the right to evidence for what it is that you're telling them. You should be able to prove to your child why what you're saying is what it is, to give them reason to believe you. You have to make your children respect you. Your child does not have to respect you just because they're your child. None of us were asked to be born. We just got here by decisions of our parents, right? Unless we're going to go to a whole nother conversation, but we don't need to do that. We're going to keep it on planet Earth right now. None of us asked to be born, and our parents still has to show and prove. The respect only goes so far. You feel what I'm saying? I respect my mom because she proved a lot of shit by example. I'm not here to, and of course, we all are going to notice flaws in our parents' parenting, and that's a good thing, so we can keep pushing shit forward, getting better as we go along, right? Then my mom was like kind of, in some areas, not all, most areas she did show and prove. She said, yo, this is how you do this is how you do that, yada, yada, yada. I seen her life. I wasn't mad at her life. Not the exact life I wanted, but I wasn't mad at it. So there's respect there. Pretty much everything she told me, there was evidence for what she said. There was some mathematics behind it. We can't just say, yo, don't do that. And they be like, why? Because I said so. We teach them something, and they say, well, how do we know this true? Just because I said yada, yada, don't question me. We can't do that. They deserve proof just like as you do as an adult, to give them a reason to believe. That's just how that works. But a lot of times as parents, we let our ego get in the way. I don't tell my daughter, yo, you can't eat this just because I said so. I'm like, yo, I just say you shouldn't eat this because if you do, this is likely to happen, that is likely to happen. It's not going to happen just because if you have it one time. Anything you do every once in a while probably won't hurt you as much, but we just don't want to make a habit of it. And everything you do, you're practicing getting better at it. So we just got to be careful of that. I say it in a more, 5-year-old way, but that's pretty much what I tell her. And even when I say it in a 5-year-old way, I don't hold back certain vocabulary. That's how they learn new words. That's how they become articulate. My daughter's very articulate because I talk to her almost like I talk to adults. And if something goes over her head, she just asks, what does that word mean? Now she learns some crazy new word that an average 5-year-old wouldn't know. That's how we have to do that. So, I'm not going to be happy to sit here and watch her eat these brownies. Especially I'm going to be happy to watch her grandma eat the brownies too, because I know that the grandma really wants the brownies and she's trying to get it through Gabby. That's why she does it. But whatever, people are grown, they make their own decisions. What can I do? It's better off just enjoy life. So yeah, let's go in here, man. I got a lot of studying to do, game planning. I got some new ice cream that I ain't tried. I'm about to try. Made with oat milk, peanut butter flavor, non-dairy, of course. I'm not doing the dairy with that. We're gonna see how this works. Health, wealth, and everything else. Freedom over failure. Check you on the next one.